Alright, fabulous. Looks like we're going to be jumping into our very first game. You'll have to forgive me if I don't know everybody's name off the top of my head, since they're all using their fish names, but I'll try to look them up the best I can. So the first game is going to include Bisu versus Nayeon versus Mini. Okay, so it's going to be Bisu versus Mini in the first game. So PvP. Hey chat, thanks for showing up. It's nice to see you guys. There's not a lot of people, but the stream just started and it is pretty early for most people. I guess I'll go ahead and post this in the thread real quick, just so people know that I'm streaming in English. Okay, alrighty. Looks like we had everything worked out and the layout's good. Alright, let's do. I apologize if there's any stream buffering. I'm casting this from Africa TV with my fingers crossed, so hopefully it'll be good. I think we're on high quality. Yeah, we're on high quality, so it shouldn't lag. But if it does, apologies in advance. I really hope things turn out okay. Anyhow, so we are going to be having Bisu versus Mini in the first game, and I believe it is Kim Taek-young. Okay, so the yellow is going to be Bisu, red is going to be Mini. So Mini going for a pretty standard build so far. We're not going to see any kind of crazy in-base double gateway plays. Sometimes people try to do that. Looks like this game is on Fighting Spirit as well. Important thing to know. Or, oh, that's right, they have like a really weird map pool for this, so I'm looking forward to seeing some of these newer maps, like or some of these older maps maybe, with Monte Cristo and Neo Aztec and Crossing Field. So lots of cool maps coming into this tournament, but this one is going to be on Fighting Spirit. So far both players just going for a pretty standard gas opening. Bisu is going for that first Zealot out just to block his ramp, but Mini goes for a slightly faster cybernetic score. He's still going to get the Zealot out, but the advantage of going for that faster cybernetic score is he is going to be able to get out his Dragoons in his Dragoon range a little bit earlier if he wants to. So we'll have to see if he decides to go for a fast tech play or if he's going to put on any sort of pressure. Bisu with the later cybernetic score is going to be going for the double Zealot play, which is pretty nice. It allows you to put on some really nice mid-game pressure because the double Zealots can get on top of the Dragoons and kind of push them away in the mid-range Dragoon fights. But it looks like Mini is going to be putting down that robotics facility. He's going to be going straight into the Robo. Most likely we're probably going to see the I think pretty much all the time in PvP you always go for the observatory first, but we'll have to see if he goes into really fast reavers, if he's going to do some kind of drops, or if he's going to go for an expansion. But Bisu's heading into the same sort of build. So far, both players more or less mirroring each other. The only difference is that Bisu is going to be having an extra Zealot. I hope they don't have these backwards. Oh god, do they? No, they don't. Okay, I'm not crazy. Ignore me. Sometimes I wonder things out loud. So I believe that is the observatory coming down. So both players just playing pretty safe, pretty standard so far. And now we get to the point in PvP where both players play chicken and decide who's going to expand first. There's an old joke in this matchup that the first player to expand in PvP dies. So just because the moment that you expand, you aren't making those extra Dragoons because you don't have the money. And that Dragoon advantage can add up really, really quickly. It's really easy to just break your opponent before they can get their expansion up. So we'll have to see if Bisu, definitely known for his macro play, he might try to cut some corners, go for the Reaver drops while expanding. Definitely that is an option for him, or he may decide to go more aggressive with double dropship Reaver. Sorry, double shuttle Reaver. I always call shuttles dropships, I'm sorry guys in advance, but it looks like Mini is actually going to be the one who expands first, so that's gonna be pretty interesting. There's definitely a window of opportunity now for Bisu to actually just walk over there and snipe that Nexus, and he's making a lot of Zealots. That's pretty interesting that he wouldn't set 3 Zealots, actually made a Zealot instead of a Dragoon there, but he's going to be expanding too, it looks like. It's just a little bit odd that he made so many Zealots. He may try to do some sort of Zealot shenaniganry with his first Reaver drop. We'll have to see. So first observer is coming in here now for Bisu. He's going to see that there's already a Reaver out. He's going to check out what's going on in the main base. Got to be careful with that first observer, because if your opponent leaves an observer at home and they just snipe your observer, suddenly you have no information for the rest of the game. So, but well done so far. Really interesting placement of that Dragoon on the high ground there for Bisu. It's just right on that ledge above the natural. I think that's just to help deter any sort of potential attacks that come in. You can get a couple more shots with that Dragoon on the high ground, and maybe even attract a couple of shots that will be misses from low ground Dragoons. So pretty cool positioning, minor thing that you can do there to get a better defender's advantage. So cool stuff to see so far. And we're actually going to be going into a macro game. Yes, for anybody just tuning in right now, Bisu is going to be the yellow Protoss in the top right, and Mini is the red Protoss in the top left. So both players just continue to build up their units, and it looks like this observer in the middle map is going to get sniped. A little bit unfortunate with that positioning, but at least he's going to scout this attack incoming. So Bisu knows what's going to be coming his way. He's going to go ahead and position his units accordingly so that he's prepared to deal with it. But Mini doing a smart thing, just feigning the pressure, walking back. He doesn't really need to attack. He can actually now just cut corners because his opponent has no information on him. He can cut corners, build more probes. Meanwhile, his opponent had to cut probes for a little bit while he had to build an extra couple gateway units to deal with any sort of attacks that comes his way. Both players, looks like they're going to be heading up to that double shuttle Reaver play, which means we're going to see some fancy footwork with the shuttles. Bisu, well known for his shuttle Reaver play, and he'll just be trying to micro his way out of this. But the first big attack comes right now. I love this pylon out in the front. The pylon out in the front in this matchup is designed to attract some fire. It screws up the AI so that if you just move through here, it becomes very difficult to actually get through. But Bisu has almost no units. He just had those couple of zealots, but with good Reaver micro and just good positioning, he's managed to push this back for now. And Mini's going to try to keep up the pressure, but eventually this is going to get pretty brutal. Oh, wow. 2 of those shots just hit that Reaver, and he's actually going to do quite a bit of damage to that Reaver right there. But his Dragoons grouping up really badly, and a lot of them are going to go down. Mini can still break this, but it's pretty damn close right now. Really good micro there from Bisu. He's got to micro really, really hard with this shuttle. This is all he's got at this point. The shuttle goes down. Oh my gosh. And I think Mini actually has broken this natural. He's going to be able to kill off a lot of these probes and push Bisu back up into his main. Actually, Bisu doesn't have anything even up on the top of the ramp. There's a very good chance he could actually just die now that Mini's on top of his production. He's going to try a probe surround on the ramp, but doesn't really work all that well against Reavers, and they just blow up all those probes. And at this point, there's the GG. Wow, Bisu dying pretty early to Mini. That wasn't even a cheese. Mini just literally walked up and killed him.